Enjoy the frickin' presentation! Every summer on the island of Sodor, a special picnic train ride was organized for visitors to the island. Sir Topham Hatt was busy working out which engine would be free to take the picnic train. At the sheds that morning, the engines were waiting patiently for Sir Topham Hatt to tell them which engine had been chosen. "I do hope it's me," said Thomas to Percy. "Annie and Clarabel will have lots of fun showing the visitors around the railway." Sir Topham had arrived. "Well, engines, I have made my decision. I've decided that Gordon will take the picnic train," he announced. Thomas was disappointed. "Annie and Clarabel won't like this," sighed Thomas sadly. As they got older, Thomas's two loyal coaches huffed and puffed a little, but they did still enjoy the holiday outing as much as ever. Gordon was speechless. "I am the biggest and fastest engine on the whole railway," he complained angrily. "I'm far too important to take the picnic train." "Really useful engines don't argue," boomed Sir Topham Hatt sternly. So Gordon didn't. The waiting passengers at the station cheered as Gordon pulled into the platform. "I'll show them what a ride on the fastest engine of the whole railway is like," Gordon muttered to himself. The conductor blew his whistle, and they were off. Gordon raced across the beautiful countryside. Before his crew knew it, they were halfway around their trip. The passengers were furious. When Gordon pulled into the next station, they all hopped off and started to complain bitterly to Sir Topham Hatt, who just arrived at the station. "Gordon went so fast we couldn't see the countryside," they complained. "My butt's getting kinda numb," said another. Sir Topham Hatt spoke severely to Gordon. Thomas was at the other platform noticing the situation. "Please, sir," called Thomas. "We can take the visitors at a more leisurely pace." "Indeed you can, Thomas," Sir Topham Hatt replied gratefully. "I should have considered you anyway." And so the passengers climbed aboard Annie and Clarabel, and Thomas set off cheerfully. Every time Thomas passed a beautiful spot on the island, he slowed down, allowing the passengers to take in the scenery and take pictures if necessary. Everyone had a lovely ride, and they went home satisfied. Later that evening, Thomas returned wearily to the shed. "What a super day it turned out to be," he thought importantly to himself. Gordon was still sulking. "You know, Gordon's Picnic Express may have been the fastest, but it certainly wasn't the best," Thomas cheekily announced as the engines laughed and laughed. Gordon pretended he hadn't heard.
One day, a new engine arrived on Sodor. It had sparkling emerald paint, a tall funnel, and large driving wheels. The engines warmly greeted the newcomer, and Sir Topham Hatt spoke to them. "Hello, everyone. This is Emily," he said. "She has come all the way from the Great Northern Railway to help us with the extra workload." "It's nice to meet you all," she said kindly. "Now then," continued Sir Topham Hatt, "I need you to do a trial run of the route you'll be taking. You need to learn the line ready for tomorrow." The engines had a good first impression with Emily. They liked her very much. Moments later, she came to the yard to find some coaches, but only Annie and Clarabel were present. Emily's driver shrugged his shoulders. "These aren't the coaches we're expecting," said her driver, "but they're doable. Better than nothing, I suppose." Annie and Clarabel were shocked. "How dare he say we're doable?" they whispered. Emily puffed elegantly along the track, but Annie and Clarabel were still cross. "How dare he say we're doable? How dare he say we're doable?" they grumbled. Thomas was pulling a light goods train down the line and saw Emily with his coaches. "What are you doing with my coaches?" berated Thomas. "Give them back!" But Emily didn't hear Thomas's demands. Along the way, she tried to greet James and Henry with her whistle, but they didn't whistle back. It would seem that Thomas told them Emily took his coaches on purpose. Her smile soon faded. Thomas made his way to the docks, where Sir Topham Hatt was waiting anxiously for him. "The new coaches have finally arrived," he said to Thomas. "Go and take them to the yard. They're quite delicate, so be careful." "New coaches, sir!" exclaimed Thomas. "But Emily—" "You will do as you are told," came the blunt reply, and so Thomas did. Edward was shunting in the yard at the station when Emily sadly pulled in. Boko was about to depart for the big station with a freight train, but he and Edward noticed their expression. "Why the long face?" asked Edward. "The engines are mad at me," replied Emily, "and I have no clue why." "Maybe it has something to do with Thomas's coaches you got there?" Emily looked back. "Why, bless me!" she exclaimed. "I must find Thomas. I owe him a big apology." Meanwhile, Thomas entered the yard with the new coaches and shunted some freight cars to tidy up the place. "Oh! You're too rough!" one of them shouted. "We want Percy!" or Dark. "Shut up! My coaches were taken from me, and I don't want any nonsense from you." "Somebody's talking trash about us," they giggled. "Let's give him nonsense." The cars started making their plans as Thomas puffed crossly away with them. Meanwhile, Emily was busy looking for him when a signal flagged her down. "Someone hasn't cleared their signal box yet," he told the driver. "Please go and see what's wrong." Further down the line, Emily could see that Percy had broken down on the crossing while double-heading a goods train with Toby. And then she heard Thomas's whistle nearby. "Oh no!" she cried. "It's Thomas! He's coming!" Thomas could see the blocked line. He tried to stop, but this was their chance for the trucks to pay him back. "Go on! Go on!" they chanted. Thomas was now going too fast to stop in time, Emily examined the situation quickly and knew that there was only one thing to do. Well, Johnny said proudly, what you did today was very brave. You are a real useful engine. It's my pleasure to present to you 2 new coaches and a new coat of paint. Such loyalty has truly made you a part of my railway. Oh, thank you, sir, beamed Emily. And I owe you an apology for taking your coaches, Thomas. I hope we can stay friends. Thomas smiled. We certainly can. Welcome to the island of Sodor, Emily.